Selena Adair.
And I am Ian Lawson. Yesterday, I participated in the Feats of Strength and was able to get some live footage. I'm here with the wonderful game of Laser Get the Rock. You go through the maze of lasers and find the rocks. I've had the ability to participate in some of the other games, such as the tic-tac-toe race or the knock over water bottles with a giant sock on your head game. Very interesting.
The games were really fun. I enjoyed my team. We got first, second, third, and fourth. So we went down the line. And I think everybody did overall really well, and just the games were easy.
The ping pong one, there's a lot of spit on that table now. I wouldn't suggest anyone play an actual ping pong game there.
Good advice.
But other than that, they were all fun.
The Lays Maze, whatever. We were first place. We took first place. We developed a strategy. We didn't need to crawl. We could simply walk. We found easiest path, kept following it.
What did you think of the choice of games?
They're a little ridiculous. Except for the laser one, but the one where you had to put your ponytail, the pantyhose on your head, it's kind of silly. I felt like I was about to rob a store or something.
Here I am at the ping pong game, where the object is to blow the ping pong ball off the ping pong table. As we can see in the background, it is quite exhausting. Some of the contestants are a little winded, but we think they'll survive. So your team played the ping pong game.
Yep.
How did that go?
We won, so, it went well.
How big was the margin of victory?
We creamed them. I think for SSI games, they were pretty crazy. Usually they're weird, but this year they were really weird, taking the ping pong table, for instance.
Well, thank you, Ian. What a sweaty day.
Now an update on the Birmingham School District appeal.
This is Amanda Norman, here to cover the appeal brought to the U.S. Supreme Court by the Birmingham School District in order to justify intelligent design being taught in textbooks used by the school district. If the appeal is successful, it will allow Birmingham School District to continue to use these textbooks in their curriculum. I had the chance to interview some of the attorneys in the case, and here's what they had to say.
Our case is about Resolution 27 by the Birmingham School District on whether it violates the Establishment Clause or the First Amendment or not.
Resolution 27 is a resolution that the Birmingham School District made regarding putting a book called Pandas and People to be read alongside the evolution textbook that they had.
My arguments now are proving that the current measures of deciding whether a resolution is constitutional or not, or also known as the endorsement tests and the lemon tests, are actually not very valid tests and that they need to be replaced.
Right now we're saying that it's unconstitutional and encroachment on a person's beliefs. It's possibly deciding for them to believe in the idea of a God, even though under the Constitution the government shouldn't decide whether you should believe in a God or not. So, yeah, that's a good place to start, and that's where I'm starting.
I'm trying to prove that Resolution 27 does not violate the Establishment Clause and is fully constitutional.
The attorneys will give their arguments before the U.S. Supreme Court on Friday. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Amanda, for that coverage of such a controversial case. I have assembled a panel to discuss the State of Michigan versus Jordan Cade trial. The State of Michigan versus Jordan Cade is going to trial this Friday. There seems that there may be some controversy since Cade is pleading innocent of second-degree murder and manslaughter with the claim of self-defense. I am joined in the studio by Allie and Amanda. Allie, based on your opinion of this case, do you believe that Jordan Cade is guilty of second-degree murder?
Absolutely. Jordan Cade stabbed Bobby Sheldon, and Bobby Sheldon died. What is there to debate about?
Jordan Cade killed Bobby Sheldon out of self-defense. He had no previous record of criminal action at all. He did it only to save his life and the life of his friend.
He did it out of pure revenge.
Well, what do you mean?
Well, Jordan Cade and Bobby Sheldon are known for having a history of multiple physical altercations, and it seems pretty obvious that Cade took advantage of the situation to take out his revenge.
The physical altercations that you mentioned, they were actually Bobby Sheldon verbally and physically bullying Jordan Cade, to the point that Jordan now has scars on his face.
Which is exactly why he took his revenge on Bobby.
Okay, it may seem like revenge, but Jordan Cade knew Bobby Sheldon's strength firsthand. He was just in fear of his friend's life.
Amanda, do you think the events surrounding the church fire add credibility to Jordan Cade's character and thus prove his innocence?
I definitely think that they do. He helped save these children from this fire at the cost of his own mobility. He's now paralyzed. I don't think that someone who would put his life on the line just to save children would just kill someone out of pure revenge.
The only reason why he even saved those children was out of guilt. He was in that church in the first place just because he was hiding from the police.
Yes, but he was planning on turning himself into the police. He had those intentions. He was just afraid and scared and probably sorry he killed someone in the first place. He had never done something like that before.
He was in that church for several days. If he was going to turn himself in, it certainly took him a while. What kind of conviction is that?
Again, he had no previous criminal record. He had never killed someone before in his life, and he was doing it to save his friend's life. His statement is that he didn't stab Bobby with the intention of killing him in the first place. He was probably hiding because he was just scared and nervous of what the repercussions of his actions would be, whether or not they were intentional.
There's always a first time for everything.
Yes,
All right. It sure sounds like we have an interesting and passionate debate in store for us this Friday. The pretrial for this case happened Tuesday afternoon. I had the opportunity of questioning the lawyers involved in the case. Here are some of their comments.
The Circuit Court of Ingham County, Michigan is now in session. The Honorable Thomas Emery presiding.
We believe that Jordan Cade is guilty of second-degree murder and voluntary manslaughter.
Our defense is that Jordan Cade was acting in self-defense when the incident occurred, contrary to what the prosecution claims.
Well, we thought the pretrial went very well. We are confident that the defendant will be accused of the crime and represented as guilty over the course of the next trial.
A couple examples of motions that were made during the pretrials. First of all, the prosecution team attempted to remove the element of the case that included the fire on the church that resulted in Jordan Cade being paralyzed, which we as the defendants argued was entirely relevant because it consisted of the truthfulness of Jordan Cade.
Were you guys surprised by the results of the pretrial?
Not necessarily surprised by the results. It was more difficult than I anticipated. There were more questions asked of us, but I wasn't necessarily surprised at the outcome.
We were a little bit surprised by the last motion that was made, but overall, no, it went, as I said, it went very smoothly. We feel very confident.
Has any of your guys' strategies changed?
At this time, not drastically. Small tweaks will be made to what we want to present in court, but overall, it's been pretty consistent with what we've planned, so we're very confident.
All right, thank you. Back to you.
The trial for the case of the state of Michigan versus Jordan Cade will take place this Friday.
We will now check in with Allie Fodell, who has an update from the Capitol.
I am here at the Capitol, and inside we have the representatives and senators going through their press conferences and committee meetings today, and we'll see how their bills play out. Let's go on inside and check what's going on. How do you guys think today's conference went?
I felt like it went very well. We both of our caucuses had a good presentation, in my opinion, and a lot of good questions were answered.
I feel like we remembered our facts fairly well and expressed them fairly efficiently.
I feel confident about what we have and what we're working with. I think we have some good arguments, and I'm looking forward to Friday's session in the House.
I think altogether it went well, but there are things that we saw that we need to work on, and we're going to get to that.
We think it went well, but we definitely have more work to do.
Definitely when you get up there, the nerves get to you, so you kind of shake, but then you realize you just got to keep keeping on.
I think it went really well. I think we knew all the stats that we needed to know.
We definitely had a solid understanding of what we needed to know. Maybe we could work on that a little bit, but went pretty well.
Well, folks, it looks like we've had a successful day here at the Capitol. All the House and Senate bills have passed their committee meetings, and we are looking forward to seeing how they perform this Friday on the House and Senate floors. Back to you at the studio.
Thanks, Sally, for that in-depth look at the legislative process. Thank you for watching SSI News on Location. I'm Ian Lawson.
And I'm Elena Adair. Good night.